friends, this is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer of Strategic Consulting Group and also a venture capitalist. Today we are going to shoot a video where the title is ICO, Initial Coin Offering is a Fraud, or another thing. As you will understand that today Strategic Consulting Group launched the Initial Coin Offering desk in Singapore, Hong Kong and Australia. This is a desk where we are covering holistically almost everything about ICO. You just name it and we covering everything about the ICO. And the details of that group has already been uploaded on our fixed income platform in the pension fund desk. The reason to put this in the pension fund desk is very clear because we wanted to add this as an alternative. I'm not sure how comfortable you are with the concept of alternative, but you might be knowing that now pension funds, sovereign wealth fund and the central banks, together these three, the largest three utilities who hold a huge amount of cash, they are facing up the enormous challenge whereby they don't know where to invest because the traditional sources like cash, equities, bond, BMK curves, BMK swaps, they are not generating good returns. So they are looking for alternatives. Since they are looking for alternatives, we are going to be launching our ICO desk wherein we will take ICO further. But let's come back to the topic. Is ICO really a fraud? If you go to any YouTube video, you would have an answer that yes, ICO is a fraud. But no, I'm not saying that ICO is a fraud. We are operating the most open and I would say in the public domain, the private placement program desk we operate. And when I started my journey in the private placement program in 2016, a lot of people came to me and said that private placement is a fraud. I know it is, but is the problem lies in the people, those who are frauding you, or the problem lies with the people, those who do not know how the frauds are happening? If I am having a car which I am driving at the rate of 130 km per hour in the city without knowing the fact that the maximum speed limit in a city is not more than 60 to 70, could maximum be 75, and I am driving at 130 and I met up with, God forbid, something, would I start criticizing the regulators? Would I start criticizing the people? Like in Singapore, I started criticizing the LTC or the government of Singapore or the Prime Minister of Singapore that it is their fault? No, not at all. The speed limit is 70 to 75. It's my fault. Why I am driving at 130 km per hour? The biggest mistake which people do, and before telling the mistake, I will want to tell you something about our initial coin offering. It is a story of 4 months old, and Strategic Consulting was actually in the mind we wanted to go ahead with the ICO desk, but you know that the bandwidth is always limited, so we go slow. But once we decide, we decide. Somebody, without quoting the name, he came to me and said that you are a venture capitalist, which we are, and why don't you invest your money in this product? I said, why do you think I need to invest my money in this? He said, they are coming up with a blockchain product, and this product is being stamped or backed by one of the government authority, one of the government companies in Singapore. Now, for a minute, I just surprised when I saw that boss, what he is telling about. That I asked few questions from him about ICO, and he took more than 2 weeks to answer that. And he keep on insisting that one of the government-owned companies in Singapore backed this IPO, and today this IPO is a history. Now, what are the biggest problems which we are having in ICO? Now, we always say that ICO is a fraud. I never say ICO is a fraud. I always say otherwise. I am saying the investors, those who are investing their money in the ICO, they really do not know how investment actually works. So if today I will come to you and say that Bill Gates wanted to marry his daughter with me, so can you give me $1 billion? And if you give me $1 billion only on the information that Mr. Bill Gates wanted to marry his daughter with me, and then I would be the founder of I would be the owner of Microsoft, then that is your problem. You first need to go and check with Bill Gates, not with me, right? I can say anything. The 3 important problems which we have in the ICO, before quoting the numbers which I have in the diary, number 1 problem is that most of the investors are not tech-friendly. They claim to be be techno-friendly, but they are not techno-friendly in nature. So without putting the name, in Singapore I met, it's a Singapore-based company. So generally several months I spent there, then in India and rest of the parts of the globe. Now what would happen that somebody came to me and said that I am a Japanese company, we have a blockchain product which is a video gaming product. I asked few technical questions about the algos they are using, the cases they are using. They said most of the algos which we used is actually the oldest algos of Sony and Panasonic, and basically, but I don't think that they would have a copyright claim on us. Wonderful. This is exactly beautiful statement that I am having an algo of Sony and Panasonic, but I don't think they would come to me and have an IP claim. Wow. If you have that level of thinking, there is nothing like it. There is seriously nothing like it. If you have that level of thinking in your mindset. Let me give you another good story. I don't want you to name few venture capitalists in India, but you know that we have a venture capitalist in India who invested in almost all startup, and 99% of their investments are in losses. But they claim to be the #1 venture capitalist in India, and they feel that they are the one who made money, but I don't know where they made money when your investments are in losses. I don't know where they made the money. Now I met one of the team members of them, and without quoting the name, I just got to know that how good he is with the technical, how good he is with the cryptography, how good he knows the technicalities and all. He was nothing. During the discussion, he told me that we are investing in one of the blockchain-based foreign exchange product, whereby we know that foreign exchange is apparently either ETD, exchange traded, or OTC. Now OTC is further divided into two parts, which is blockchain-based and non-blockchain-based. Like in November 2018, when we had Singapore FinTech Festival, a lot of companies came by and they said that they are coming up with a blockchain-based FX product. And I really liked the product, but once I started asking questions, they were answerless, and they said that it is our team who sits in US or the different parts of the globe, they would answer it. But I don't know when the answer would come. Till now, answer has not yet come. I asked few simplistic questions about from this man that how exactly the OTC market works, how the FX position works. He said this is the job of my functional team to understand. Now, imagine. The company has already invested the money in the coins of our blockchain-based foreign exchange product without quoting the name. It's also a Singapore-based company. They invested a very good amount. I asked two technical questions: how exactly the exchange and the OTC positions work. What did you check in this? Would you be able to link this with the treasury management systems which we have? Would you be able to link with this the order management system? Would you be able to link with the BCN broker crossing networks? And few other technical questions he was not been able to answer. But he invested the money in that company, and I am giving in writing that this money is going to be in the water because nothing it would come out. Then I went to the website. Since we are the BC, I asked this question from that company directly, and this company was against clueless. Now imagine. When we ask the questions who are functionally competent people, they not been able to answer. What do I expect when that person would have asked this question, but answer he would have got? It's a clueless. Another problem which we have in the ICO is that people are. It's a kind of basically word over the mouth. Now, that this venture capitalist invested that much amount of money, we should also invest. Word of mouth. This person has made money in the ICO in the last 3 years, we should also start investing. Boss, he made the money because he don't have the functional competence to do. You have the functional competence in this. Third problem which we are having ICO in that, lot of the people come, we need to know the difference between ICO and IPO, which is that initial coin offering is a pre-stage concept. When most of the times, 99% of the time, nothing has done. So it's just a thought. Like today I start dreaming that I would make a financial terminal, which I am probably in 2022, 2023, don't worry, and that my own money, I'm not going to be taking from you. I am going to be making a financial product whereby I would be making in such a way that I would be able to link with every treasury management system, every ERP, every SAP and Oracle and everything, and I can make wonders. Excuse me? It's just a thought. It is a thought. I need to have this thought in the picture. In 2017, I decided to create a platform whereby all information of the finance would come. It was a thought, but we made it realistic. Today, this is known as www.fixedincome.global. It's 159 countries of the globe. People are watching, boss. It's on the Google. It's the first page of the Google with the first rank. We made it. But in case of ICO, people will heavily rely on a white paper. Now, what is this shit white paper is all about? What is this white paper is all about? I can tell you the name of few people, if you exclude my name, who can make wonderful white papers, and if you read the white papers, you would get to know that they made a wonderful product. Or their product would be like Microsoft made Windows, Steve Jobs made Apple, he made Apple, Mr. Warren Buffett started a finance company, Larry Ellison started Oracle, and so on and so forth. White paper is not a surety of an ICO. I don't know who is the person who made a mandate that if you are having an ICO, you have to make a white paper. White paper is for your information. It's not for your action. Now the biggest problem, another biggest problem we have in the ICO is the counter checking. We don't do the background check of that company. Example, a lot of companies every day contact us in Singapore that why don't we invest our money with this? Like without putting the name of a crypto exchange, they said we are looking for seed money, why don't you invest? I said tell me, I asked few questions because it's a crypto exchange. We know Reuters, it's just 0 hash BTC colon, 0 hash BTC colon, 0 hash EBD colon, XRT colon. You will get to know about the futures of Bitcoin. And you will get the future live trading of the futures of Bitcoin on Thomson Reuters and Bloomberg. I asked few questions: how you get in this trade, how your settlement is going, how your complete settlement flow is going, how your ordering system is going. And believe me, this person who tend to be the chief executive officer of that exchange, and the good fact it is working. It is working. He said, I don't know, my technical team know. Now my question is that if you are acting as a chief executive officer of any company, any crypto exchange, how can you say that you don't know? How can you say that you don't know? You ask anything from me from treasury consulting, I would answer it. I know everything about treasury consulting by the time I'm dead. By the time I'm alive, I would be complete command of treasury consulting, and there is nothing I will say that I don't know. And when I raised the query to the technical people, they said order and settlement cycle is something which we are devising now. But boss, the beauty of the game is they are looking for funding via coins now. Whether this is security coins or utility coins or the blended coin, that is a different thing. We'll talk this later. But tell me one thing, if you yourself is not a technocrat person, you do not know what technology is all about, you do not have a functional competence in place, how can you pass the entire blame to the ICO? I am not here defending ICO. I am not saying that they not did the fraud. Now from the research I got few names, and we indemnify ourselves that these names are in the public domain. So according to the report in 2018 that published somewhere in November, that 80% of the ICO initial coin offering turned out to be the fraud. Wonderful. The total funding amount of this ICO tantamount to $11 billion. That is more wonderful. That 80% of the amount, 20% of the initial coins offerings are frauds, but that article has not told what category of frauds. Because when an investor loses the money, he will start thinking that it's a fraud. But this article is completely silent. What about the money which you invested, but the project just winded up? Because currently there is no definition which we have in the public domain when you invested the money and the project just winded it up. It not raised to the occasion. And the story not ended. Three important names which we want to know is the Bitcoin, where the funding amount was 660 million. Arise Bank, where the funding amount was 600 million. Save Droid, where the funding amount was 50 million. Total is $1.31 billion if I add 3. So the total, if the list is complete wrong, the total is $11 billion. Out of this, these 3 can amount to 1.31 billion, which is closer to 15% of the amount. Cryptocurrencies ICOs are further divided into 2 parts. One is the dead cryptocurrencies and the live cryptocurrencies. That we'll talk later. But to wind up this video, since a lot of videos to come on the ICO, let me tell you, a lot of videos now to come on the ICO, because our initial coin offering desk is in peak now. It's a reality now. My question is, am I legally passed the blame to somebody because the project has not kicked up that it's a fraud, without acknowledging the fact that I am not a functionally competent people? I am a venture capitalist and I invest in a project wherein I will scrutinize not less than 20 times. I will scrutinize every project 20 times, then I will take up a call, boss, can I invest here, please? So initial coin offering is not a fraud. But ultimately, before passing the buck to the initial coin offering or patent to initial coin offering people, again I am not defending themselves. We need to acknowledge the fact that are we functionally competent or not? If you are not functionally competent, that is my problem. That's not ICO problem. Because if I keep my car open in the parking, I know somebody would come and take it away. Now would I continue to blame this person? Or would I blame myself? With this, Treasury Consulting would like to update you that initial coin offering desk is ready now. It's going to be public tomorrow, and 8th February, a fantastic event is going to happen. Now the things are in picture. You know my number, which is 91 in Indian code 9899242978. My all emailing and all details are at www.fixedincome.global. With this, I would like to thank you very much and have a wonderful time ahead. Thank you. Enjoy your day.